Hi, folks. Today we are going to be making this 3D chair, rendering of a chair. Going to be doing it in steps. First, we'll learn how to build the chair, then we'll put the materials on, and then we will be rendering it. 3 separate lessons for that. So here we are in AutoCAD, and there's the chair, and this is the platform for the wood floor. Get rid of all this and start the whole thing from the very beginning. So, we look here, you'll see that we have the two-dimensional drawing that was made of the chair in the beginning of the year. We're going to convert this to 3D. Now, number one question is, why don't we just take the isometric and have that be the 3D? And the answer is, if we go to an isometric view, this is what truly happens to the drawing. So this is just a flat drawing. Let's go back and let's start building. Now, let's take the side view and we're going to copy this, bring it over here, turn on the ortho so it stays perfectly level. That'll help line things up later. So let's make, just in case, let's make 2 of them. Probably not going to use that, but if we need to, we can. Now, we have to think of the chair as an actual real-life chair and the different parts that make the chair. So we're breaking this up as if they are real pieces of lumber and reassembling them. First thing is, let's highlight it, and we're going to float over cube and move into this position. And let's start with this piece right here. So let's take this piece and let's just move it out of the side and think about what would we need to make that into a complete board. So, by the way, I am in 3D mode. My current shading option is conceptual. And I've opened this up from the template and I have saved it as Chair 3D. The template being imperial measurements or architectural measurements. All right, so here is the line tool under draw. And we're going to go ahead and put a cap on this because, again, we're making this into a board. I got a little extra line here. We're going to go ahead and trim that line off. And let's turn this into a isometric. I'm sorry, not an isometric, a region. There we go. If it doesn't look like a region, it's because you were still on 3D wireframe and you need to be on conceptual to make this work. Now I'm going to go ahead and extrude this up. So I have the extrude, click and drag, and it gets extruded 3/4, so 3/4 of an inch. All the wood's going to be that thick in this drawing. All right, so there's that piece. Now, let's see. We need to take this and turn this into a board. So first thing is, let's go ahead and replace the line that was here. Let's trim this piece off right here. And there's probably no line here. Let's do this. Let's take the whole thing, move it down, and let's replace the line that was here. And trim this piece off. All right, now I would normally make all of them a region at the same time, but I'm doing them one at a time because I'm trying to make it so you guys don't get as confused. So I'll make that a region, and we'll extrude that up at 3/4. And of course, I do save as I go because the computers always lock up on us. So let's finish this piece off. Need to cap that and take these and move them away from here. And let's take this little curve and move that away. That's the cushion right there. So let's take this and make this one big board, one big piece. And again, you can separate all the pieces and you can actually turn them all into regions at the same time. And you can actually extrude everything all at the same time. I'm just doing it this way so it's a little slower and easier to follow. All right, this is a board down here, so let's go ahead and get the cushion and move that out of the way. And let's cap off the ends here and here. And we're going to go ahead and make this a region and extrude that up too. All right, so you can see I'm starting to get the pieces together. Let's put this back together and then we'll put the cushion on. The cushion is not 3/4, it's much thicker. So let's see. Actually, I'm glad I copied this because that is now going to be useful. This will act as a flat template so I know where to put everything. So if I take this, I'm going to right click and go to Move Tool, and I'm grabbing it by the bottom corner here because I want to put it on that bottom corner. And that's the end of the day, but I'm going to stay after work and keep plugging away at this for you. Again, I'm grabbing it from the bottom and I'm finding the corner and locking it in like that. It looks like I copied that. I didn't move it. Just to not get confused, let's delete that. So, like I said, it looks like I used the move tool instead. I got a little the copy tool, not the move. So you could just see I'm piecing this together. Make sure you do use the move tool because you can then use the O snap to find corners and have everything match perfectly. All right, so we have a whole side built here. Let's go ahead and let's extrude these cushions out. So the first thing is it needs to be a closed boundary. So let's go ahead and draw some lines here. Okay. Let's make them into regencies. Now, when we extrude them, they need to extrude the full length of the front cushion. So in order to get that measurement, I know that it's going to be this wide. So I could actually extrude this too, but we'll just do it this way. So if I select this line, right click and go to properties, I see that the line is 1 foot 5 inches, which is 17 inches across. So all I need to do is go to extrude and select both of these. Whoops. Select them. I don't know what this little dot is. I'm going to get rid of it. Extrude, select these, click, and I believe I said 17 inches. So we'll do 17. Now these two pieces are set. I can put them into place. I think I'm going to change my view so I can see this a little better. Now this should be at the correct angle, but I think I'm gonna just kind of push it back a little bit. That's the way the cushion really is set up. Okay, that should be good. All right, let's build the other side now. So select it, and we go to the cube, bring it around to the angle that we like with it, and do this. Let's get this whole thing that we built, not including the cushions, and let's go ahead and copy it. Bring it over there for now because we do want to set up some guidelines. Let's take the whole operation here and just move it closer to the original drawing. And you probably don't have to do this. I like to play it safe, so I'm going to put up a ray with the ortho turned on and just make sure everything lines up perfect. So that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and go up now. And I don't think I really need to do the tops on here. Let's not do them and see what happens. So if I grab this whole thing, right click and say move. Actually, I do need the line. Try to look for a reference point. There's nothing here to go by, but if I go by the edge of the cushion, I should be okay. So I gotta think this out very carefully. I want the inside, so it'll be this one, ortho off, to line up with this corner right here. And, oh, see, that's where these guidelines came in. See how that perfectly lines up? That's how we know we have a good chair. All right, so let's get rid of that. And now from the front view, there's this bar right here. We need to bring that over. So let's go ahead and copy the bar. And we're going to move it like this. We need to cap off the ends just like this. Let's turn that into a region. Let's extrude it up. This time it is 3/4. And we need to stand it up on end, but we also need to line it up. So let's get rid of these guidelines for now. And let's put up another. So let's grab the ray tool. We need to line it up with this. So ortho on, 1 and 2. And let's bring these lines straight up. Great. All right, now let's stand this up on its end. So we'll get the old rotate 3D tool. Make sure you're on the proper axis, click it. And because I have ortho on, you get these nice 90-degree angles. Don't have to even punch in the angle. Move tool and grab it from here and drop it there. Got to see where it meets up. Not doing it. That looks pretty good, actually. Okay. If we had to, we would have put a temporary line where this meets just straight out like that. And we could have lined it up with that, but it worked the first time, so we're good. Now, actually, let's do one back here. I'm using the regular line tool, and I've got the ortho turned on just so I could line up this, because I'm going to copy this and I am going to attach it to here because there's also a bar hidden in the back. All right, I think that's the full chair. Let's take a look. We're going to get rid of all the guidelines and we are going to use 3D rotate on the whole thing. Click here and pull straight up. And there we have it. So we have converted this whole chair into a 3D chair even with the cushions. I'm happy with all that. So we will go ahead and we will save. And then on the next lesson, I will teach you how to put materials like wood and fabric on here. And then following that, I will show you how to render it. All right, that's it for now until we see the next lesson.